So you're looking for a Google TV box, but you don't want to break the bank. I totally get it, and I got you. I've tested out tons of set-top boxes, and so today I'm breaking down what I think is the best Google TV box that you can buy for under $40. Tech it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk, and I get it. There are tons of options out there. You go to the store, there's a lot of different Google TV boxes and set-top boxes on the shelf. In fact, I've reviewed and unboxed a lot of them. The playlist to all my different set-top box reviews and unboxings is right there. I've got that down in the description as well. But this one, I think, stands apart in terms of features and price, because not only is it under $40, it's actually $30, and it comes from a very unlikely source. This is the Walmart branded Google TV box called the ONN, the ON 4K Plus streaming device. And what you get for the money, I think, is pretty amazing. First and foremost, I do want to talk about the hardware itself. This is the box. It is tiny, which I love. This is perfect if you're trying to set this behind a TV, if you don't want to display it. It is light enough and small enough that you can tuck it away, no problem whatsoever. On the back, you've got everything you need and nothing you don't need. A USB-C port, an HDMI port, and then the reset button. And that literally is it. This is exactly what you need when you're looking for a minimalist Google TV box. This is the form factor you're looking for. Let me talk a little bit about the remote, and this is what the remote looks like. If this looks familiar, it's because it's very similar to other ONN boxes, and this is basically the Google reference design remote. So you get all the buttons that Google thinks you should have. You've got your shortcut buttons on the bottom there for YouTube, for Netflix, for Disney Plus, and for Paramount Plus. You've got a voice button because this is in fact a voice remote. You can hold down the voice button and talk to the box, which is awesome. You've also got that little star button in the upper corner there of the remote, which I think is fantastic. That's a programmable button that you can program to do whatever you want. In my case, I use it to bring up the Google Home options on my box, so I can quickly jump to that, but you can set it and customize it to whatever app you wish, which I think is cool. But bottom line, this is a very solid remote. Again, it's kind of the Google reference design for a Google TV remote, so you know it's got the right buttons in the right places. And compared to the Google TV boxes, the specific Google created TV boxes like the streamer, it has more buttons. And I think that remote is actually missing some buttons. I like the fact that this has got all the buttons I feel like you need, but not too many buttons at the same time. And in addition to that, it does have an IR port on the front, so you can control the volume and the power of your TV, in addition to using just wireless Bluetooth to control the actual Google TV box. So I think in terms of external hardware, this is perfect. This is exactly what you're looking for if you're looking for a cheap Google TV box. I love the way they put this together, not being too extravagant, just kind of giving you exactly what you want. Now, the second point I want to talk about is the specs on the inside of this box, because it has a lot of good hardware and specs for being at this $30 price point. So first of all, the processor. They describe it as a quad-core Cortex A55. And, it's just another one of these processors that maybe isn't the newest processor in the world, but I can tell you from personal testing, this thing is snappy, it moves fast, and in benchmark testing, it actually outperforms the more expensive 4K Pro box from the same company, which is kind of interesting to see that the $30 device is outperforming the $50 device. Now, you get 4K resolution, of course, hence the name. You also get 2 gigs of RAM. You get Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. You get all the specs that you would need, and maybe even some of the specs you wouldn't expect from a $30 device. So for that reason, I think the guts on the inside are performing pretty well. And take a look at the interface. If it looks familiar, because this is the default out-of-the-box Google TV interface. And that is my third point that I think is really important to know. It's basically vanilla Google TV. They didn't mess with it. They didn't jack it up. They didn't put their own little touches on it. They left it as it is, which means A, you're going to get updates pretty quickly. It means B, you can very easily sideload apps that aren't inside the Google Play Store simply by going into developer mode and loading those apps up. And then 3, you're going to get the Google experience that many of us know and like. And I don't want to kind of wrestle with another interface. If I wanted to do that, I might get a Fire Stick, because Fire Stick, after all, is based on Google, based on Android, but with their own Amazon software on top. But if you don't want to wrestle with all that, you just want the pure vanilla Google TV experience, that's what you get here. And I think this is probably the perfect affordable box for that. If you're looking for something that's powerful enough, but also affordable. Because you can see in this video here where I'm moving around the menus, this thing snaps around fast, it moves quickly, it feels fluid and smooth, it loaded apps like Netflix and YouTube quickly as well, and the quality of video coming out of those apps was fantastic, honestly, for a $30 device. So yeah, if that's your budget, under 40 bucks, I do think that this, the ONN 4K Plus streaming device, is the one you want to go with. Now, what if you want to spend a little bit more money? At 50 bucks, I'd probably still hit up Walmart and look for the ONN 4K Pro. And I mentioned that the benchmarks are actually slightly slower than this cheaper model, but you get the external speaker, you get the Find Remote button, you get more features, and it does just have more oomph to it. Even though the processor benchmarks don't match up that way, it feels like it's got more oomph to it when you're using it. I really like that box for 50 bucks. If you want to spend even more money, $100 and up, I would still go, believe it or not, with the NVIDIA Shield. And it's years old, the hardware hasn't been updated in a long time, but it's essentially running on the same processor as the Nintendo Switch. And you can imagine that thing's got some pretty decent power to it. And for that same processor to be powering a Google TV box, you get a really, really good experience. You get a lot of power behind that. The Google TV streamer box that's made by Google is a great option, but I think for the money, if you're going above $100, you're going to get more bang for your buck and more power for your buck by getting the NVIDIA Shield box. Hey, I hope that helps, guys. If you think I'm out of my wits and I don't know what I'm talking about, throw a comment below and let me know which box you think is the best Google TV box for under $40. I can't wait to see your comments. I read every single one and I comment back on every single one as well. And I'm always looking for ideas of stuff to review and unbox here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel too. It helps me grow and it'll make sure that you see my next video here on Tech It Before You Wreck It. I'm Kirk.